What's up everybody and welcome to another edition of AGR's Pop Culture Reviews. Now before we start the review, I just want to send a special shout out because it's a very special day to my favorite little web slinger who's turning 4 today. And I don't know if this is just a coincidence, but the last time his birthday rolled around I was reviewing a Spider-Person. So by now you should have already seen Spider-Man Far From Home, or at the very least, seen my official review on the film, and if you did, you'll know how awesome it is, not to mention that it opens up so many possibilities not only for the multiverse, but especially as it relates to Spider People. And judging by the incredible success of the animated feature Into the Spider-Verse, I think this is probably going to be the natural progression for the MCU, so we might actually see some feature-length films with a lot more Spider People. And of course, as promised from the previous episode, as a result of the launch of the new Spider-Man film, we were going to be taking a look at a little more Spider People. So today we're going to be reviewing SideShow Collectibles' version of Spider-Gwen, the exclusive statue. Let's take a closer look. Now the MCU just blew the doors wide open on the possibility of the multiverse, infinite possibilities, which means that we might actually see Earth 65 and one of my favorite characters, Spider-Gwen. The head sculpt here is so beautiful, very understated and yet intricately sculpted at the same time. The color palette here is also very wonderful. I love the magenta offset against the robin's egg blue. You can see the wonderful contrast in the inner lining of the hood, but what is really impressive is the eyes, especially the way that pink is bleeding out in those massive eyes. This exquisite attention to detail also extends to the midsection and upper torso of this piece. What's really impressive is the muscular structure. Things are very defined and you really see them stand out through the costume. This is particularly true in the sculpt of the bicep and the tricep area, and you can really tell the attention to detail in her abdomen as it's slightly twisting as the way that she's standing on the actual base. It looks really well done, and of course the color palette is fantastic. I love the black offset against the white with, again, that magenta and that robin's egg blue. Awesome. The lower section of this piece is simply beautiful to look at. The art style and direction here are fantastic. It really gives you the sense of how nimble and powerful Gwen Stacy is. Now one of the things that really caught my eye immediately is the fact that she has one leg folded up on the actual street sign. The other leg is just kind of hanging over, giving it a nice sense of three-dimension. Overall, I really like the style here, especially the fact that she's got one hand rested on there as well. It just looks really freaking cool, guys. And again, it is a focal point of this piece. Now this is definitely a piece that you do want to mirror because there's so much detail on the reverse side. One of the things in particular that really is something that is so cool is how well sculpted on the reverse side you see the hood. Just the intricacies of the folds and whatnot. I thought it was really well done. And you get the nice backpack, and what really draws your eye here is the difference in color. It has that matte kind of olive green, which looks great. She does have a lot of fan service here, and it looks really cool, but most importantly, you also get to see her feet, and the tread on the reverse side is pretty cool. So definitely mirror this piece. Now I did want to take a moment to highlight her drumsticks, because if you're not looking for this in the actual packaging, you might miss it just like I did. I didn't actually show it when I was looking at the reverse side because I totally didn't see it in the packaging. But you do have a set of drumsticks that kind of hang out of the backpack, again, giving it a nice sense of three-dimension. Just be careful with this one, guys, because if you do pull it out of the packaging too hard, it's going to go flying across the room and you're definitely going to lose them. So just keep it in mind, guys. They are very small. Now the base here is easily the star of the show. Now Gwen is awesome, but the base here is so fantastically done that it's worth the price of admission. I love how they did the webbing here, and you actually kind of had to build one section of this base. Looks really great. I love that it actually reads West 47th Street and Broadway. There's a lot of wear and wash on the actual signs. It looks really cool. It looks dirty and grimy, just like parts of New York are, which is really cool, guys. And again, the most wonderful thing about this, a small footprint relative to the piece. Now I've mentioned this in previous reviews, sometimes the Sideshow exclusives don't offer too much, but in this case they did offer something really awesome, and of course it's the alternate head sculpt, the one without the hood and mask, and it is beautiful, guys. I know a lot of the statues that I own are kind of fixed with the hood and mask, but here you have an option and another way of displaying Gwen Stacy or Spider-Gwen. I really love how whimsical and just kind of cool this looks, especially the fact that she's got her headphones in her ears. It just looks really chill, and then again, it's another way to display this piece. It's really awesome. And for those collectors out there who are just as fixated with numbers as I am, the underside of this base does have something really cool for you. It does read Spider-Gwen, and it has that brilliant magenta and blue mixture, which is really cool. It stands out, and it does have the number of your piece. Mine is 103 of 750 worldwide, which is really cool, guys. And again, these are one of the reasons that you get these special limited runs, because you do get a lot of prominence here. Now this is kind of an easy one, and this is especially true if you got the exclusive version, but this is easily a holy grail piece, and in many places it's already sold out, so if you can find one for a relatively cheap price, because they probably went on eBay, definitely snag this one, especially if you're a fan of Spider-Man, especially Spider-Gwen. You do want to have this one in your collection. I also wanted to let you know that this review is actually to be continued, because I am going to be reviewing the companion statue with this piece, Silk, and that review is coming soon, so stay tuned. Now before I go, I just want to thank F&B Collectibles Incorporated for sponsoring today's video, and SideShow Collectibles for sending this wonderful piece over for review. Alright everybody, so that's my official review on SideShow Collectibles' version of Spider-Gwen, the exclusive statue. As always, I thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next AGR's Pop Culture Reviews.